Hey guys, it's Briar Young. Welcome to my 500 subscriber special. Thank you. That's a lot of people. You guys apparently want to know how me, an amateur, animates. So I'm gonna discuss my techniques with you guys today. Please note, everything in this video should be taken with a grain of salt. I am an entirely self-taught animator with no formal training. Do not take my word as gospel. This video is called How to Animate Like Briar because truly there are infinite techniques. So please sit back and enjoy my scripted rambling. We're gonna go straight into it. My favorite things to animate are exaggerated full body movements, so I'm gonna break down just exactly how I do that. This is the curve that I use the most, and also the curve that most other people use the most. It's the most basic of basic, and yeah, I like this curve. So I work in a layering system of sorts. I try to map out every major movement before adding any finer details. I work from the bottom of the parent chain upwards. So everything reacts to the bone beneath it, you know? Like, it's kind of giving the body movements physics. It's also a lot about trusting the process because it looks super goofy at first. Speaking of goofs, this is the example animation I made, and I'm gonna walk you through every step of how I made it. It looks like I'm waving in the wind like a flag, but you know, it gets the job done. Unimportant side note, I always tend to slightly cross the eyes of my model because they're always just like a tad staring off into space. It makes them look like more focused on whatever they're looking at, you know? First of all, start off with a pose. Even if it's just standing, try to make it interesting. It will make your life easier when you start to make things move, I promise. So first we just start with the center bone and map out the main place that the model needs to go. This is operating based on an IK system, of course. If you were using FK for the legs, you might do something different. So speaking of IK, after that I get the rough placement of the legs in. It will look broken. It looks very broken, in fact, but that's okay because we can fix it later. We just gotta make sure we have everything else that affects IK in proper order so nothing breaks after we animate something else. This is the secondary center bone movement to give some velocity between motions, and as I said, that sort of physics effect as it moves back and forth. And now we're at a proper stage where we can fix the legs, make them come up off the ground, make the ankles not bend like wild and look stupid, so that's what they look like now. Now we move our focus back to the torso. This is the first hips up torso movement. It just does the same thing that we've been doing so far with the torso, except a little more exaggerated. And then this is one bone further up from the last one. It does the same thing, and then another one up, till we've got the full torso movement going, just some silly little physics. By this point, now I have the foundation to do the arms, which is just more reactionary to the body. You can make them less reactionary depending on what you're doing, but for the sake of this, we're blowing in the wind, baby. After that, I just do the same thing I was doing with the torso and make my way down the arms. These are the elbows moving. Then the wrists, they bend, they flow. And finally for the arms, I even give the fingers physics. Now I'm doing the neck, and technically you can do this before or after the arms, but the neck and the head just come afterwards, and you do the same thing you did with the torso. You work from the bottom up and then make it move from there. This breaks my rule of working from the bottom up, but I always do the shoulders last because really they don't have much of a consequential effect on the arms other than making them not bend weird. And then bada bing, bada boom, I put an expression on it and it is finished. Then I made this chart to showcase the full layering process and how each movement adds something new. And yeah, that's how I animate full body movements. If that's not what you were looking for, I have full process videos that include expressions, I've got live streams, and I've got some behind the scenes videos for you. I'll link those all in the description, and I will be providing the motion data for this as well, so if you want to study it closer, it will just also be in the description there. And well, just thank you everybody for watching, and thank you so much for 500 subscribers. That is a phenomenal amount of people. 500 of you in one room? We'd all suffocate. That's so many of you. Thank you for all the support recently. It's driving me nuts. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.